In this video, I'm going to describe how to work on the Plants tab in the Design a Garden project. You are going to use the components placed on the workspace to describe each plant that you picked in the Garden Type tab for your garden. Click on the components 3 dots, context menu, and select the Edit item to open it. Replace the plant name with your plant's actual name, so in this case it's the sunflower. Add a plant image, so I'm going to go to one that I already selected, and I'm going to pick an image here. Let's say that I'm picking this one, copy image address, going back to Project Pulse, and put it in here and paste and insert. Then I'm going to click on Next. Now I have a series of characteristics that I already have in this little component placeholder. It tells me exactly what I need to add. So in the first one it says replace with the scientific name. The other one replace with the plant type, whether it's annual, perennial, or biennial. Replace this with the plant spacing needs and so on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the scientific name. And I already investigated that. And I'm going to go to the scientific name. Turns out it is the Helianthus. So I'm going to go back and replace this and type up Helianthus. But I also want to add an image because it's much more interesting when you can support what you're saying. In this case, it's hard to support this one. The only way to support it is just to show another sunflower. So I'm going to go back to my images and look for another image of sunflower, and maybe I'm going to just pick this one. And now I'm going to right click, copy image address, go back to it, to Project Pulse, and then click in the image placeholder, paste, and insert. The second one tells me that it needs, whether it's an annual, perennial, or biennial. It turns out it is an annual. So again, I can pick another image here because there's nothing else that will support this except for another image of it. And so maybe in this case, we're going to take just a whole series of sunflowers, copy image address, go back to Project Pulse, place it in here, and that's it. The third one says what replace with the plant spacing needs. So as it turns out, and I did again some research, as it turns out it is the space, it's 1/2 inch deep and 6 inches apart. So I'm going to go in there and say here the sunflower needs to be planted 1/2 inch deep and 6 inches apart. And again, I'm going to add another image to it, and this time maybe I'm going to put, what can we put this time? Maybe this one. I'm going to right click, copy image address, go back to Project Pulse, put it in here, and paste. Now I will not continue because there's 2 more, so you understood the idea, what you need to do. Each of them asks you for some information, this one the height, and then it asks you some interesting facts. So I'm just going to press save. Now, just in case you have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 component placeholders, but let's say that you have 7 plants. So if you have 7 plants, it's a good idea to just click on the 3 dots and go to create copy. And when you create a copy, you create exactly the same thing with all the characteristics already there. So you don't need to retype them or anything. So I suggest that before you start, just do as many copies as you need for your plants. Or you can remove them. If you don't have 6 or 7 plants or 5, you just go to Archive Object. Now, in case that you forgot everything I told you here, you can always go to the instructions box and then click on the link how to use components, and that will and by clicking there it will tell you everything I just told you here, how to do that. Thank you, and I hope that this helped you work on the Plants tab.